Good morning. I'm here to talk about FAR. We are an exploration lithium company with assets in probably the most stable and best mining jurisdiction in the world, that is Manitoba in Canada. We are an exploration stage project primed for growth through discovery and growth of our resource. I will just touch on the lithium market because, of course, it is hugely important to the story, particularly in North America. Lithium demand is soaring, it is huge, it is not going anywhere. The drive from electric vehicles in particular, but also grid storage and other issues is going to be hugely important as we move forward. And of course, one of the issues is we do not know where that supply is going to come from. We've seen a number of delays and cost overruns on the brine side, including technical issues. We are a hard rock explorer, and that's a very different story. Some of my colleagues here will agree that there is a huge difference between the hard rock world and the brine world. So, of course, we're seeing demand being pushed by a cultural shift from both consumers moving into electric vehicles, but also governments who wish to change the environment quite literally and clean up our cities. This is an older graph, but at one point last year, Tesla became the most valuable car manufacturer in North America, more valuable than General Motors and Ford, despite obviously not producing anywhere near as many cars. And in the last year, that has been a continuing story with really a cultural shift and a move towards the electric vehicle and electrification of the world. And it's not just cars, it's grid storage, it's shipping and haulage and so forth. Every major car manufacturer in the globe is spending tens of billions of dollars on battery technology. And if Tesla's Gigafactory, as stated, is going to use the entire global supply of lithium currently, with all of these other car manufacturers getting in on the game, that's going to be an important question as we move forward. Tesla announced a second factory outside Shanghai, but that's one of only many other gigafactories and megafactories being built. There are about 14 being built in China that we know of, plus more in Europe, Sweden, Germany, and so forth. So we have two exploration projects, the Zorro Lithium project in Manitoba and the Hidden Lake Lithium project in Northwest Territories. We own 100% of the Zorro project, and I'll be concentrating on that today. The Hidden Lake project we picked up earlier this year, and we currently have earned 60% of that. To touch on Hidden Lake, we've just completed the first round of drilling at that project, and all 10 holes in the program intercepted lithium of greater than 1%. So the Zorro project is about 10 miles, 15 kilometers to the east of Snow Lake in Manitoba. Snow Lake is a very mining-friendly jurisdiction. It has excellent infrastructure. It has rail. It has power line within 4 kilometers of the project. Rail is about 15 kilometers from the project. It was discovered originally in the 1950s and drilled about 70 or 80 holes were drilled in the 1950s looking for lithium. It also has tantalum in the project, but the target was lithium at the time. Since then, FAR has completed 4 rounds of drilling on the project. 4 rounds of drilling over the last 2 years. We picked up the project about two and a half years ago. We've drilled about 5,500 meters on the project. Originally, there were 7 known dikes that were outcropping, and since then we have gone on to discover at least one more with the massive potential for a huge number more. The lithium that we have discovered is often relatively thick, or rather thick, up to 50 meters at 1.4% lithium, so it's quite significant. Earlier this year, we put out our maiden resource on part of one of our dikes. of approximately 1.1 million tons at about just under 1% lithium, although our lithium grades are frequently 1.5%. So we've zoomed in onto Dike 1, where the majority of the drilling has taken place. But as I say, another 7 dikes have been discovered at the project. All have been drilled to date, and our next round of drilling, which will be taking place later this month or into next month, will be targeting not only those dikes that we've already discovered, but also some geochemical anomalies which have been incredibly important to our planning and to our exploration program going forward. Dike 8 was discovered at the end of the last round of drilling last winter, and that does not outcrop, but to date has the highest grade and the largest intercept of about 50 meters, as I say, at 1.4% lithium. Those bubbles on that plot are soil geochemical anomalies. We've worked very hard on expanding that, and I apologize for the small map, but I want to show our progress. Zooming out now, the left-hand map shows the original soil sampling with the 1 million tons in the very bottom left corner. We've moved out with 2 other rounds of the MMI soil sampling surveys and have identified at least another 30 targets to be following up on. And of course, I'm not saying that each one of those 30 targets is another 1 million tons, but if a quarter of those come in as we hope, then we're in a very good position. So our exploration program as we move forward over the next few months will be to start drilling many of these additional targets, including a 1.5 kilometer long anomaly that we've identified to the west of the current resource. But as we move forward, all of these targets will be followed up, and we have a huge amount of work to do there. I just want to stay on this map to show the scale. We have about 3,000 hectares on this project, and we've obviously only just touched the surface. But given where we are with the infrastructure and the excellent access to people and facilities, we are in a good position to move forward quickly with this project. So the winter program will be approximately 20 holes with a budget of about $1 million Canadian dollars. And we hope to be expanding not only the existing resource, but also adding to the potential for tons through drilling the additional 7 known dikes and through discovering more. So we believe we're a company with a fantastic portfolio of projects. We have, I haven't really talked about Hidden Lake, but we're on booth 30, I think that's right, so you can come and talk to us about that. We have excellent projects, and we're really primed for growth. I'm an exploration geologist, ex-Rio, ex-Ivanhoe. I've been brought into this company to really grow the project through exploration, taking it into the bankable feasibility stage. We have been consistently putting out excellent news over the last year without receiving much love, but that's lithium at the moment. But we'll be primed for growth through exploration and through obviously the growing the resource. I'll just mention the metallurgical test work that we've initiated on the project, because that's going to be hugely important as we go forward. We've engaged SGS to do the met test work for us, and we have every belief through looking at the analysis that we're going to get an excellent recovery and concentrate from that met test work, which should be released in the first quarter of next year. And that wraps us up with exactly 3 seconds to go.